I'm Reba Haskell, and this is Hospitality Cost Controls. And in this video, we're going to go over the syllabus as well as navigating a little bit through Canvas. All right, the syllabus is on the first page. I also have it listed here in week 1. Let's go ahead and open that up. All right, so this is an asynchronous class. What that means is that you will complete the work not during scheduled class periods, but you'll organize yourself week by week with different tasks that you have to complete in a certain amount of time. But again, there's no scheduled lecture period. Okay. If you're looking for face-to-face interaction or weekly meetings with an instructor, it might be best for you to sign up for the face-to-face delivery class. All right, a little bit about me. I'm Reba Haskell. I've taught at the university now since January of 2016. Before that, I worked for Pappas Restaurants for 20 years. I did lots of different positions and operations, from front of the house, back of the house manager, catering manager, event manager. I was also in management development and worked with training a lot. So I do understand a lot of the formulas that we use in cost controls, as well as how we applied them in those operations settings. I have 2 kids. I have 2 dogs. I'm the faculty advisor for Gourmet Night, which is an excellent opportunity for you to get involved with the college. I also enjoy powerlifting and working out in my free time. So please stop by if you're on campus. If this is just your only online class, I'd love to meet you in person. All right, my phone number is listed here. If you ever have any questions, this does go directly to my cell, so feel free to give me a call. Email me as well. And then my office hours are scheduled from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 1. But if that doesn't work with your time, please email me and let me know another time that we can meet. My kids are in competitive sports, so there are lots of evenings where I'm really just sitting at the gym. I'd be happy to take some time to hop on a Teams call for you. All right, there are a couple prerequisites for this course: Mass 1310, 1311, or 2340 and 1422. It is a 3-credit hour course, and we go over controlling food, beverage, and labor costs and other costs in the hospitality industry. Certain course objectives, just to summarize it, my main objective for this course is to make sure that you understand how costs behave, okay? So you understand what food cost is, what the ratios mean, how it behaves, how to look at those numbers, what they might mean from an operational standpoint. When it comes to support materials, the textbook is not required. This is the one, the Food and Beverage Cost Control 6th edition is what I use for the information that we have listed. But you will be able to find that all on the Articulate and reviewed in the lectures in class. If you find that you learn better with the textbook, this is the one that you should purchase. But I also keep several copies of it on reserve in the Masad library. All right. So how are you graded in this course? Let's go over the calendar first. So if you see here, we have a course outline. Again, this is listed on Canvas. You have all your weeks listed here with the dates. Now the date listed is the Monday that it starts. So in week 1, we start on January 16th. So the last day of that week will be the 22nd. So your assignments are all due that Sunday night. Okay, so we can see the topics that we're going to cover. So this week we're going to cover the syllabus. There is an icebreaker Kahoot to kind of go over some Excel formulas, as well as an introduction of just the class, this video, and then the group project as well. We go to week 2 here. There's a certain structure for each week. Each week you will have an articulate that you read prior to opening up any of the videos. Then you'll have a Kahoot to kind of review. You'll have Excel videos and problems to go along with it. And then there's an assignment due. So each week there is either a quiz or a test. So just get that in your calendar that each week you do have an assignment due for this course. So it's all pretty broken down here. We can see here we have 3 exams and a final exam, and then we do have a group project. All right, so how are we graded? The 3 exams, okay? There's going to be 3 exams over the course of the semester. These exams focus on the Excel problems that we do in the videos. There will be, when we do our first exam, there will be a video that you need to watch beforehand because I have a very specific format that we use when we do our tests. There'll be some questions on Articulate, but most of them will be over the Excel problems. And these are all due Sunday at midnight at the end of the assigned week. You're also going to have the weekly quizzes. Okay, each chapter has a multiple choice quiz, again, due Sunday at midnight. These are worth 20 points each. Now, there's Kahoots that are assigned to you for each week. I highly suggest that you go over these Kahoots because a lot of the questions are very similar to the ones on the quiz. And so it's a really good review for you, and you don't get marked off for doing the Kahoots. We're also going to have a real life application paper. And so for this assignment, we take the information that we learned in class, and I'm asking you to interview someone from the industry, okay? This could be your manager at work. This could be your friend's parent or someone that you know that works in some sort of hospitality industry where they have to control costs. And you can ask them about some of the concepts that we learned in class. You're going to write a 2 to 3 page paper on this, how they use it, how it's important, how things would be different if they didn't use these tools. And that'll be due at the end of the semester. Okay. I believe that is due with your chapter 9, which would be week 12. But make sure you take a look at your calendar and mark that down because you are involving someone else. It's going to take a little bit longer. You can't just anticipate calling someone up and saying, hey, could I interview you tonight? My paper is due tomorrow, okay? So you really need to start planning on that several weeks beforehand. We also have a case study project. That is your group project. We will have a separate video going over that. And then you do have a final exam. That final exam is given on Blackboard on Thursday, May 4th. It's about 150 questions. I would anticipate it being about a 3-hour exam, and it's timed. But I do give you the option that if you participate in Gourmet Night on Saturday, April 15th, 2023, that night you'll be exempt from the final exam, okay? If that's not available for you, that's fine. There's no point deduction. You just take the final exam. And then again, there are some setup shifts that are appreciated, but you're only exempt from the final exam if you are present the night of the event. All right, so we see we've got three exams, 10 quizzes, the real life application paper, the case study project, and the final exam is, and that adds up to 1,000 points, okay? I will tell you that this is my first time to use Canvas, so there will be some things that I'm learning as we're going through the semester. So if there's any questions about your grading or whatnot, please ask me, but do know that this class is out of 1,000 points. All right, a couple things to go over. My class participation policy, even though it's an online class, there is a group project with this class. I believe this is very important. This is not something once you graduate from college that you're going to get out of situations where you work in groups. And you will have situations where you're going to have to do remote collaboration. So this is great experience in learning how people respond, what's the best way to organize a group project, communicating within a group, dealing with people that don't participate as much as you would like them to. Okay, these are all part of the learning objective that I have for you. And even though it can be frustrating, it is important for you to learn, and it is definitely achievable. This is not the first semester I've ever given an online group project. Okay, but I do have some guidelines. If a group member fails to respond to communication 3 times, which means that you've emailed them, you've called them out on GroupMe several times, you've sent them a Teams message. If it's 3 consecutive times, the group can consider removing that group member and informing the instructor, okay? So if an individual no longer works with a group, they're still responsible for the group project, okay? So I would suggest if you have something going on in your life and you're unable to communicate with your group or get the assignments turned in on time, let them know that you're unavailable at the moment, but give them a time frame as far as when you can help them out again, so that they aren't left hanging and they understand that, hey, this person isn't going to help us this week, but they'll be back to help us next week and we can reschedule. All right, so let's go to the modules inside of Canvas. All right, if we go into Canvas, we see here we have our information. In our information, you have 2 items that you're going to use every single week for your assignments. First, you have your frequently used formulas. And in that, this is going to take all of the formulas from all of the articulates, the lecture material, and it's going to consolidate them for you. I suggest that you print this up, you staple it together, and you keep it by you every time you're going through articulate, doing a Kahoot, doing a quiz, doing a test, doing the Excel assignments. Okay, this will help you out a lot. There's a lot of formulas here. We can see every chapter has several of them, so I don't expect you to memorize these. I expect that you use this tool when you're doing these assignments. So that is located in the information section. We also have our articulate. An articulate is what you're going to read before every single week. So we basically took the lecture material and we put it in an online format for you. So we see here for chapter 1, we're managing revenue and expenses. So we go through, it's got our learning objectives. We have things that we can read. We have different charts. We have interactive flashcards and whatnot. And so we can see here, we've got our revenue minus desired profit equals ideal expense. That information is on our frequently used formulas. Okay, but it's got our definitions here and different examples, okay? Different quizzes that we can use. All right, and we see all of our different chapters are listed on the left-hand side. So that's your articulate. And again, you're going to read this before every single chapter. Then when we get into the weeks, the project information, again, we will review that in a different video. But we can see here, each week is broken down. I've got every week broken down just like I did in the chart in the syllabus. So if we go to week 2, where we're reviewing chapter number 1. So first off, we should read our articulate. Secondly, we can do our Kahoot, and by completing your Kahoot, you can see if there's things you need to review or look back on, or if there's things you don't quite understand. You can review that before you go into the quiz. When you do the Kahoot, please use the same name every single time so that I have that data. I do anticipate offering some sort of extra credit for people who participate in all of the Kahoots, and possibly for the highest score or highest scores of the semester. All right, and then you're going to see here, we see here in black here, this file, this is our Excel worksheet, okay? Each chapter is going to have about 8 to 9 questions, Excel questions, word problems, that you're going to use the information from the articulate to complete. Now, if you're an Excel whiz, if you feel like this is something that isn't going to be hard for you, you can go in, you can complete them yourself. Otherwise, I've made recordings of myself lecturing through the questions that you can go along with. So I would suggest, if I was taking this class, I would open up the Excel file on my laptop, and then I would have like my iPad or my phone playing the videos along with me, so I can work along with the videos. I have recorded the videos just a couple questions at a time. So if you have to go back and find a question, you don't have to dig through a whole video. So you can see here, we've got chapter 1, we've got 3 questions, and it's video 1 of 3. We've got 2 of 3, 3 of 3. So they should all say that. Then at the end of the week, we're going to get to our chapter quiz, and we need to do that by Sunday. Again, that's how this is laid out. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Please stop by my office. I am happy to help. I would love to have the opportunity to talk to you. And let's have a great semester.